name is Keegan Wilson, and one of my youth leaders, Nate Williams, asked me to do a video about my walk with God. So yeah, that's what this is. I just want to start off by saying I was very young when I accepted God. I was like 5 or 6. I can't really remember, but I'm growing up in a Christian home. We were going to church for the longest time I could remember. As soon as I was old enough, I was going to Sunday school and just absolutely loved it. But while I was in Sunday school and church, I kept hearing the term accepting God into your life, accepting Jesus into your heart, and I really didn't know what that meant because I was going to church. I thought I did accept God. So I talked to my parents about it, and they explained what it was to me, and I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely something I want to do. So right there on the couch, I was like I said, 5 or 6. I don't really remember the exact age, but I accepted God at a very young age. And throughout elementary school, I was a bright Christian. I felt really good about myself, and I loved God. But then you get into middle school, and for me, I was moving into a new building. There was new kids around, and I just really wanted to fit in. That was the biggest thing for me. So, start of the first day, I was trying to pick out who the cool kids were, how they talked, how they were acting, how were they treating other people. And I started acting the same way. And I thought, if I act this way, maybe they'll invite me over to their lunch table or whatever. And I stayed like that throughout middle school. I was, treating people like crap. I had a problem with my language. I had a problem with the way I talked. And I was just in a deep, dark spot that I didn't want to be in. And I felt as if I was distant from God. I really wasn't talking to God as much. Sure, I was praying to Him before breakfast and before lunch, before dinner. Routinely things that I've always done as a kid. But it wasn't the same thing. Because it was routinely, I wasn't doing it for the right reasons. And I knew that, but I also knew, hey, I'm cool, I fit in. What's the big deal about me being a good Christian? But eventually, started the 8th grade year, I had some kids that came up to me. They were good Christian kids, and they were just like, man, what are you doing? We've known you since elementary school. We've been going to school with you since 1st grade. What are you doing? And they started telling me, like, listen, the way you're doing this and this and this, it's wrong. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I'm fitting in. Like, no, dude, you got to change. And they kept being very nice to me. And I was like, okay, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I do need to change. So I started hanging around them rather than these other people who I thought were really cool. And it was amazing to see how nice they were to everyone, how they treated everyone. I was like, these people are very highly respected. Maybe I should start doing what they're doing. So I did, but I failed miserably because I wasn't doing it for God. I was trying to do it for myself. So I started praying to God again. I asked Him to forgive me for all that crap that I did, and I asked Him to help me get closer to Him. And He did. He put even more and more Christians into my life that kept giving me advice, or when I'd read my Bible, He'd point out verses to me that would really help me. And one of the biggest verses that He pointed out to me was Matthew 5:44, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. And that has helped me a lot, because instead of hating your enemies and wanting revenge, you just love on them. God says vengeance is mine, and that just that really helps me, because I just know that I need to love on them rather than hate them. But even to this day, God still uses people to keep me accountable, so that I keep going closer to Him. I'm growing closer to Him rather than growing further away, because if I don't grow closer to Him, then how am I supposed to be a good Christian? How am I supposed to be a good role model for those new Christians? So yeah, that's my testimony. I just wanted to talk to you guys about it, and yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity.